Well, if you're new to Medicare and just turning 65, or maybe you are just retiring and you decided to call it quits, enter the world of retirement, but you know you need great insurance still. And that insurance comes in the form of Medicare. Welcome aboard. But you're also probably looking at Medicare supplement insurance to add into that to make sure you've got all your coverage. Well, you might be asking, what does Medicare Part G cover? Because a lot of people have been writing me and saying, Russell, what does it cover? I hear it's the best. Well, it's actually a plan, not a part of Medicare, but I'll cover that. And I'll go over what it covers, how to get it, and how to not pay too much for it. My name is Russell Noga. I'm the founder of Medisupps.com. We are an online insurance agency helping seniors across the country get the best Medicare supplement insurance for the lowest premiums. And we're licensed in about 47 states, so chances are wherever you're watching me from today, welcome, and we can probably help you as well. Now, let me first start with the basics of Medicare, and I promise I'll go quick. If you've watched any of my other videos, and I highly recommend that you do, like and subscribe to our channel, and that will get you updates. I like to keep things simple. And when it comes to Medicare, it doesn't have to be confusing as those big stacks of books you're getting in the mail. You don't need to read through all that. It's a good idea to read it. God bless you if you can read every page of it. However, I like to make things easy, and I'm going to in this video. So I'll begin with the basics of Medicare because I want to define what is a part of Medicare and then what is a plan letter. It's alphabet soup. They use letters for everything. However, keep watching. I'll make it simple. Now, there are two parts of Medicare that are your core benefits. These are called original Medicare parts. They are Medicare Part A, which covers hospitalization, and Medicare Part B, which covers doctor services. There's also a Medicare Part D, which is a drug plan that you could add to that. Now, what is a medigap plan? Well, those are parts of Medicare. You then have medigap plans, which are also called Medicare supplement plans. It's the same thing. If you hear either term, you know what they're talking about. Medicare Part A and B, remember, hospital and doctor services, have what are called gaps in them. This means that they are expenses or items that those don't cover and you are responsible for paying. These expenses include things like deductibles, co-pays, and co-insurance. Well, a medigap plan, or again, Medicare supplement plan, we'll call it medigap plan to make it easy. A medigap plan helps pay most of those gaps for you, depending on which plan letter you get. The one we're talking about today is called a Plan G. Now, it's really easy to say Part G. I understand. I know what you're talking about if you do. However, there are those parts of Medicare, Part A and B specifically, and then there are plans, and that goes for Medicare supplement plans or medigap plans, which are also lettered. So we'll talk about Plan G now that you know what it does. And it's called a medigap because it picks up some of those gaps, or all of them, or most of them in the case of Plan G. So let me go over the coverage of Plan G so you know exactly what you're getting. So we know that Medicare Part A and B have those gaps. Now, one of those gaps is called the Medicare Part B deductible. Medicare Part B pays 80% of your medical bills. And that is all outpatient. Every time you go to the doctor, falls under Medicare Part B. Well, the Medicare Part B deductible, you are required to pay prior to Medicare paying anything. They don't even start paying until you pay the deductible. That deductible, we are sitting in 2020, the amount is $198. Now, that's a once per year deductible, and it resets every January. So when you pay it, let's say in June or July, it's paid till the end of the year. You're done. You pay it once, and you're done. So the Medicare Part B deductible is $198 in 2020, and that will go up slightly in 2021. Maybe $210 or $215. We never know till the end of the year. They don't tell us. However, the rules will remain the same. With Plan G, you ask, what does Medicare Part G cover, or Plan G in this case? It covers everything except that small deductible. Well, you might be saying, Russell, that sounds amazing. That's a pretty good deal. It really is. It's fantastic coverage. Can you imagine with Medicare and a medigap plan, you can visit any doctor, specialist, or hospital anywhere in the country as long as they take Medicare. There is no network with these plans. And with Plan G, we know you simply have to pay the Part B deductible for Medicare yourself. What does that mean simply? Well, in 2020, the first $198 of your medical bills, you pay. After that, if you have a Plan G, Medicare and Plan G pick up the difference 100%. All of your medical claims, your Medicare approved expenses, up to no limit for the rest of the year. That's amazing. Same thing will happen in 2021. It doesn't matter what the deductible amount will be. You simply write the check for that amount if you have a Plan G, and Medicare and the Plan G will pick up the rest for the rest of the year up to no limit. Fantastic coverage. Now, it's about this point in the video where people start saying, wow, it sounds a little too good to be true, and if it is true, how much does that cost? Well, it's not nearly as much as Plan F was, and if you are watching this and you kept your Plan F, you might be saying, hey, maybe I am interested in Plan G. Well, I suggest you should be, because you will save a great deal of money. Now, for you folks turning 65 or just coming onto Medicare, you may have read about Plan F or heard about it. Plan F went away for new people like yourself on January 1st of 2020. Medicare said that it's too expensive, we're not going to offer it anymore. If you still have a Plan F and you were watching this, by all means, let us help out and check the rates for Plan G. Plan F pays that deductible for you, and remember, in 2020, it's $198. Guess what? You're probably paying $300 or $400 to get a $198 benefit in extra premiums just to have a Plan F. So if I asked you, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Client, I'm going to give you $200, but you need to give $400 back to me, you would never do it. It's not a good deal. So that is why I highly suggest you allow us to shop the rates for Plan G. And in your area, every company's got different premiums, but they all have the same Plan G. So let us shop the rates in your area and see how much it costs for you. As well, if you're turning 65, just coming on to Medicare, Plan G is the most popular plan for a great reason. One small out-of-pocket expense, the Part B deductible, then 100% coverage. So I hope that helps explain what that is. To get instant rates, you can either visit Medisupps.com. I actually show rates on the website. I'm very proud of that. I'm probably one of the few people out there that even does that, because I want to earn your trust. I want to show you the rates and let you know we are here to help. We're an independent agency at Medisupps.com, which means we offer the same thing as if you went direct to the carrier, except we shop all of the companies for you, get you the lowest premiums. There's never a cost for our service. So give us a call today at 1-888-891-0229 for the easiest way to get quotes. In about 5 minutes, we'll tell you how much it costs. Enrollment takes about 10 minutes. It's so easy. Everything's electronic. And then we shop the rates every year when you get a rate increase. I'm Russell Nugget with Medisupps.com. I really appreciate you watching, learning about Plan G. We look forward to speaking with you soon.